Welcome back to the Cloth and Paper YouTube channel. My name is Iesha. I am an affiliate and a consultant with Cloth and Paper. And today I am going to go over some of the planners that I'm using right now. Just do a little planner flip, if you will, just a little talk through. Listen, you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, a lot of these you've seen already. What I have here is my half letter that I'm using for academics. This is my mini HP that I use for, this actually only has dated daily inserts in it, and I'll run through a little quick flip of that one. And then this one you probably have seen on this channel and probably also on my own personal channel, my CP Petite. Kind of just like a notebook, thoughts, just kind of like a mishmash of everything, if you will. The only thing that is missing from right here is my mini HP that I have my horizontal weekly inserts in. The only reason I'm not showing that one today is because I really haven't been using it. Things have kind of slowed down since I'm on break for school, so I don't really necessarily need a weekly insert. That's why I've been mainly using the dated daily. So let's get started. Let me first just do a quick flip of the half letter, because I know a lot of people were interested to see like how I was using the dated academic insert. So just real quick, just a little, just a little deco here, you like your planner to look a little cute, even though it's geared down to business. So in these pockets, I have some of my favorite journaling cards, a couple of sticky notes, some of the half circle page flags, Lux page flags. These ones are and page pins, and these ones specifically I put in here because it has like due dates and that sort of thing on it, and then page pins for marking textbook readings, that sort of thing. Again, just some little deco. This was like one of my favorite journaling cards. I just love the photo on this one. And inside, if you can see, I have the monthly inserts. I don't have mine set out traditionally. I actually have them laid out based on how I was in school. So for July and August, I did summer school, and then of course, the fall semester starts back in August. So this is my fall semester, and then starting in January through June, that's the spring semester. And I also have the tinted dividers that we received in the sub box here, and I labeled those with fall semester. You can see here, let me get it in the camera, fall semester, and then I have one labeled for spring semester. So that's how I have my dividers split up, so it's not just the traditional January through December. So again, just a little deco here. This is your information page. Here I wrote out like what my classes were, a blackboard, access for my classes, just notes, information. Course overview. So for the second semester for summer, calculus for business tech. I just wrote out like what some of the requirements were in terms of like what the homework, some of the days that we had off, important dates here, and then I did my grade tracker. And by the time I got to like next to the last week of class, I was over it. So I still need to go in and fill out some of this information. But I kept track of my test scores here. So of course, my goal is to make a 100 on all of my tests, but I did my actual test grades here, and my actual final was a 97. So very proud of myself for that one. So I need to fill that out. And then you have your year at a glance. I have this is the June divider with clip to one of my favorite dashboards. And again, I just keep throughout all of my planners, I like to keep random note paper, in terms of like notepads that I have, sticky notes, that sort of thing. So I have some of those clipped here. I also am not afraid to mix and match sizes in my planner. So I have some half-page inserts of the grid here. This is my calendar for July. during summer classes, you have an assignment every day. That's what the dots signify. So the dots signify an assignment due every day. Every Wednesday, I had a quiz. Every Thursday, I had a test. And then every Friday was a new module is where we started for the upcoming week. So that's just where I kept track of that. And I'm a very visual person, so this just helped me, you know, just being able to look at this at a glance. I can see, you know, what's happening on whatever, you know, whatever particular day. For the class schedule, given that it's an online class that I'm taking, so there's not really a set schedule. So it's pretty much, you know, you create your own schedule, so you have to be disciplined enough to know when you're going to sit down and do your homework or assignments or whatever the case may be. So I've basically just took this, wrote out one of my favorite quotes, made a note to myself. It may be hard now, but in the end, no one will be more prouder than you are of yourself. So that was just a little quote to myself to just keep going, because being an adult in school and working full-time is pretty rough. It takes a lot of discipline. So I use the priority stickers to just label out like kind of like what I want my schedule to be in terms of when I'm going to sit down and do my studies. So pretty much on Fridays I pretty much work half a day, so I can kind of start earlier. So I have like 1 to 8 on Fridays. On Saturdays it's more like midday, like maybe 3 or 4 o'clock till in the evening. And then on Sundays it's a little shorter because I kind of like my Sundays to myself, but I still need to get my study time in. So the goal is to study, you know, like from 1 to 6 or something like that. But then, you know, going back to like Monday and Tuesday, those are very heavy study days from like 4 sometimes to like 10 at night, because like I said, on Wednesday and Thursdays was quiz day and then a test day on Thursday. So that was kind of like my makeshift schedule. And then on the grade tracker, I only wanted to keep track of homework assignments, not necessarily so much, but just basically my quizzes and my tests. I wrote down, you know, when we would have one, the dates, and again, like I said, by the time we got to almost the fourth and fifth week, I was over it. But I need to go back and fill those out. But I would just write down like what my grade was, and then what the percentage of what that grade meant toward my final grade. So, you know, quizzes were 20% of my grade, tests were 50%. So I just wrote that out. And then here, I didn't keep track of homework over here, but I did keep track of homework over here. So again, homework was really not necessarily something I needed to keep track of, but I just did, just for my own personal reference. So all my homework assignments were pretty much 100s. I need to go back and fill out those last 3 from the last week. And then this was another one of my quotes from Michael Jordan that I really love. Some people want it to happen, some wish it would happen, others make it happen. And so if that's not a motivational quote for someone who's trying to push themselves through school, again, I don't know what is. So, and then we get into the weekly overview. So with just one class, this was pretty simple to fill out in terms of, you know, I just wrote out like weekly what my assignments were each day. So for example, on Monday, I would have to do section 1.3. And with my class, it was watch the video, review the PowerPoint, and do a homework assignment. So a lecture, homework, print PowerPoint. So that was pretty much the basis of every day of the class. I didn't write that out because that was kind of like a given, but I just pretty much wrote out like what the schedule was for each day, and then I wrote the subject of what assignment was. So the chain rule, higher order derivatives, exponential and logarithmic functions, of natural base E. If that sounds foreign to you, it was foreign to me too, so don't feel bad. Anyway, so that was pretty much how I filled out my weekly schedules, and then I would just check off when I completed the assignment. And again, we're going into, this was like towards the end of July. The good thing about summer classes is that it's only for 4 or 5 weeks, 5 weeks at the most. So basically 1 full month of classes. So it was great when these came out that I could test out my second session of summer with these inserts, and I actually love them. So I really cannot wait to use them for the fall semester. So Going into August, I have not filled out my August calendar yet because honestly, when class ended on August 2nd, I just wanted to take a break from everything. So I will fill that out before classes start next week. Now, another good thing about half letter that I love is that you can take a full-size sheet of paper, punch it, fold it in half. So this is the standard 8.5 by 11. Fold it in half and then add it to your planner. Now, this is my grandson's school schedule that I'm going to incorporate into this planner versus my own personal one, just so I know when he's out of school, when they have teacher work days and that sort of thing. Just so that you can see a blank insert, this is what the course overview looks like. Again, you have task requirements, important dates, and then grade tracker, and then you write out your information about your class at the top. So the way I have it split up, so I'll be taking 2 classes for the fall. So I've already put in my 2 course overviews. I have a notes section here. This was the last week of my summer school class. So we had the quiz, the test, and then the final exam. So I need to fill out what my grades were for that. These will be left blank because classes don't start back until this week. So I will fill out this week starting on the 19th. Going forward, I just have the weekly inserts listed and split up by the month. Each month, you know, it has a quote by someone like Octavia Butler, Noam Chomsky, David Hume. So this goes into December. And then I have it split up with the spring semester, starting with spring semester, one of my favorite vellums. And then I have the monthly covers for 2025, which I think add just a great overlay for the upcoming month. And then this one, I think I have started, I just put in here where classes start and then no class, and then we have February 1 celebration on the 31st. And then I think for this one, I think I'm taking 2 classes. So I think I should have course overview. So anyway, I just have the rest of my months divided up with the monthly overlays through the end of May and into June. And then I will start over. Now here in the back, I used to use the spiral planner for my academics. So I just kind of took this out and stuck this in the back because it just has all of my, you know, little bits and bobs, more sticky notes, some of the time block stickers. I like this one with the books for, and of course, academic. And then just some other bits and bobs. So I keep that in the back. So that is my half letter for my academics. Let's take a quick flip through my Dated Daily. Now, this is the pen from the August sub box, the Pilot G6. It's actually taken over as my favorite for the moment. So it has traveled with me all the way to Richmond. So I love that pen. So for the Dated Daily, so I will preface this by saying I try to use my planners every day, but I'm just gonna be honest, I don't. Sometimes I just put stuff on a sticky note or a notepad, anything I can just write down what I need to remember, and then I just go on about my business. That's just the reality of it all. Sometimes I just do not fill out my planner, but I do. I will show you some of the days that I have filled out. All right, so in the front here, I just have a full-size document pocket with just some of my, you know, some cute little deco. The monthly card, I just used some of the twisted line dot and a time block sticker just to highlight some important dates. This was one of my favorite, I love this card from the bibliophile box, one of my favorites. And then this dashboard, I think this was from the anniversary box. Then, you know, just like an overview of cloth and paper, some of the favorites. I love that. So going into the Dated Daily, that's just a photo of some of my products that I added a little personal touch. The year at a glance, I just mark out when the months are over, just with a highlighter, nothing special there. And then I'm just going to show you guys. Now, one thing I did do with the dated dailies, now you know they come with 2-page monthly spread. I took that out simply because I use the 2-page monthly in my mini HP with my horizontal weekly. That's kind of like my overview monthly. I took it out and I replaced it with the monthly admin just because, one, it takes up less space. It's just 1 page. I just need to be able to see the days of the month, you know where they fall and whatever, and then just write out some important tasks that I need to get done that month, just at a glance. Here are a couple of pages that the dated daily is great because you can highlight out, like what you want to focus on for the day. If you have a schedule that you need to adhere to, you can write out your agenda for the day and then just some notes here at the bottom. So again, most of this is just going to be pen, highlighter, maybe a couple of page flags here and there, but mainly just pen, highlighter. I mark through stuff, I check stuff off. I might not check off anything. I might highlight stuff. So some days are going to be, again, here I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit and then I picked it back up. Just a quick flip of like what some of my days look like. Again, I just like to write out what I need to get done. I'm a lister at heart, and I think that's what drew me to the dated dailies, because of the way that they are, the format of it. I can just list out what I need to do. Now this one kind of got a little fancy with it. I added a couple spotlight stickers. These are some stickers that I had in my stash just for a little quote here at the top, a little deco down at the bottom. Someone special's birthday. And then here, just again, highlight stickers. This was a good week. Now, another one of my favorites to use with this insert is the half-page inserts. Kind of just like a running task list. So, kind of filled out this one. Like, so if I wanted to move it over to this week, I could. That's one of the things that I love the most about this. That's one of my favorite products from Cloth and Paper, quite honestly, is the half-page insert. So, you'll see a lot of this in my planner. This was the beginning of May. That was just a hard week. A lot of things were happening, so I just wrote out what I needed to get done that day and just kept it moving. Sometimes I like to throw in like a little insert throughout the middle just to, break up some of the monotony. Again, monthly admin is a favorite. I also like to use these tab sticky notes to tab out my monthlies. Like I said, some days I'll flip back to my weekly, some days I'll go to my daily. Now I like to use these sometimes too, just to add a little pop of color. Do not forget, now this is one of my favorite notes to use, is the art sticky note. And then again, these are so great for off the cuff thoughts. Like I said, just random to-do lists that you want to move around in your planner. Great for that. These are some books that I want to read. So this is from the bibliophile box that we had last month. And then we got a dashboard here. Now this is this month top tab divider, and then this was like just some notes that I wrote on the bibliophile notepad that we got in our box. How I want my A5 to be. I'm going to be changing up my A5, and then some things I'm going to add to my half letter, and then I'm probably going to use, I have an idea that I'm probably going to use the spiral planner for work. So that was just some notes that I wrote down on how I want to adjust some of my planners. So here we have August, and I think this was last week, Monday. Again, I was in the mood just to use a sticky note, so I used this sticky note and I just taped it on a Monday. So I have this kind of like just a reminder that always a work in progress. So never be too hard on yourself, always a work in progress. So again, I have a half-page insert, which is my catch-up list. And then I think, let's see, this was the 5th. Oh, here we are. This is this week. And this is today. So, and then so again, you guys, I just take it day by day. I love, I love this for me. Everyone's planner is going to be personal. It's not going to look like everyone else's, but I love to just have I love options for one, and I love to have somewhere where I can just write out, what my thoughts are for the day, what I need to focus on, what I need to do to get done. And I know a lot of people also ask, like, how do you manage multiple planners? Like, for example, how would I manage, being able to reference the half letter with my mini HP? In my weekly, when I write out my tasks in the horizontal weekly, I normally just write like a trigger word for example, update school planner, or I might have in their homework. And that lets me know that I have something that needs to be looked at in the academic planner, and then I'll go to that for more detail. That keeps me from having to rewrite things over and over again, and that sort of thing. So that's pretty much how I manage multiple planners. And again, like I said, I'm a lister. I just want to write down what I need to get done and just do it. That's just as simple as I can get with it. So for September, I like to make like little reminders using some of the duo sticky notes. So I know in September I need to book my flights for Chicago. And then I just marked these off with the library page flags from the bibliophile box. So September and October for the next quarter. So that's all I have in here. So it goes through the end of December. So that is my Dated Daily and how I use it. Now, last but certainly not least. Now, I like to call this one my on the go. And if I'm being quite honest, I don't really take this unless I'm going somewhere where I know I'm going to need to be writing something down. So on the go, but on the go sometimes, not on the go all the time, if that makes any sense. All right, so I really haven't changed anything up in this, you guys, since the last time I did a flip. Just some emergency and stuff here. This is like one of my favorite journaling cards, so I like to keep that there. And given that this is something that I would take with me if I'm out and about, especially like if I'm at a doctor appointment, and I need to write out my next appointment, I have some appointment cards there, just some circle sticky notes, and then on the ruler that we got in a previous sub box, I just have some Lux page flags, reminder, due, noted, and to do on that one. So I just keep that in this little pocket here. And then I have a full document pocket here with just some bits and bobs of some of my favorite things. This little estate, I will forever keep my estate invitation there, because that was such a great event, and inaugural, and first time. Then I have my fluted dashboard here at a glance. I do have a year overview in here where I like to just map out some highlights for the month, just to be able to keep that on the go. Here I have just document pocket with some of the estate stickers that we received at the estate event, and then that's just the rest of the year overview. Now this, I will say, my CP Petite is dashboard and vellum heavy, just because I like for it to be cute. I also keep a routine insert in here as well. And this is just note paper that I took out from the notepad from the bibliophile box and just punched it and added a little page flag just to have a little extra note paper. Again, my favorite, the half page inserts. And then this was a routine. Now, I don't necessarily create a routine often. My routine pretty much stays the same until there's school, and then there's no school. That's pretty much my routine. Otherwise, my routine is the same all the time. I work. And then here in the back behind that, I have just meeting notes in here. And I think in the back, and then just regular grid, because you know we are team GOE over here. So, and then I have a to keep folder with just some receipts that I keep in the back of there. And then just this little inbox 0 reminder card that we got ages ago from Cloth and Paper. So that is my CP Petite. And again, I take this with me if I know I'm going to be somewhere where I'm going to need to write things down or take notes or just have a reference. So those are my planners that I am using right now. So if you were to take a glance at my desk, these 3 would be there. So thank you so much for joining. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below, or you can contact me in the Facebook group or see you on Instagram. Bye.